Yeah, late night would be better than a day one. But I don't. We were planning on doing that, but now it's like when we heard that, we're like, do we want to waste our time? There's other things we could do, you know, than that. So
We'll see. We may still
yeah,
attempt. We'll have
maybe,
to see.
maybe, maybe. Yes. So I don't know. We're still trying to figure it out. We gotta get through. We gotta get through Texas and Florida first. We gotta get through those trips first. Those are the trips we gotta go through first.
Yep.
Seattle's a long way away. Long way.
You pet some gators when in Texas and in Florida.
We already have a call.
Okay.
Just FYI.
All right. I will get
I didn't
to
say
it
call
shortly.
yet, people. That's okay. Go ahead, Cal. You're just gonna be sitting on hold for a while. Wait,
Yeah.
but is he the one who won it last time? Hey guys, first of all, thank you
No, I
guys
don't
so
think
much
so.
for coming in and watching the show tonight. What up, me? Best got hurt geocaching story. Now, guys, for the record here, I'm gonna start this off by saying, for the record, I'm gonna say this on the show too. Just because it's not who got hurt the best, it's the best story. Because someone could say, hey, you know what? I had a heart attack on the trail, and you win. You're closest to death. You won. But it's a matter of the story of how you got hurt. It's got to be so you could literally scrape your elbow, but if it's a fantastic story on how you scraped your elbow, you're gonna win, right, Chad? I mean, this is me and
Oh,
Chad.
yeah.
We're gonna be right. That's the we want to hear your
Their
best
story.
your best getting hurt geocaching story. That's what we want to hear tonight. So don't think just because you got just because you got run over by a car, you're gonna win this thing hands down, because it ain't gonna happen like that. If you got run over by a car and the car was geocaching, maybe you got a shot at it. Or the car was Brian Roth, then yeah, man, maybe you got a shot at it then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's got to be a good story. That's why. So people have been emailing me saying, I don't have a very good story. I don't. I really didn't get that hurt. I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter how bad you got hurt. It's a matter of your story. Let me hear it. So we got about 1 minute. Everybody, let me make sure everything's on. We're online on YouTube. We're online Facebook. We're online Periscope. All right, we're all good to go. Yes, guys. Tonight, one up me, getting hurt geocaching.
Hey, you need to put me to your virtual left.
Oh my
Oh,
god. Hold
yeah,
on.
you
Hold on a
should
second,
too.
guys. Hold on. Now it's just me. Hi. There we go. There we go. Now you're my virtual. Thank you, Chad, for reminding me. There you go. Oh, there's my alarm.
Time to start.
Yeah, I'm getting it. All right, Chad, you up? Chad, you good?
I'm good.
Where's Jessie? Jessie took her headphones off, so she's answering a call. All right, guys, if you want to call, you can call now, but you might be sitting on hold. Oh, there's Cody Dog. What's up, Cody Dog? Where's Cody?
Borg.
All right, guys. Here we go. All right. We are good here. What's so funny?
El Rojo just found Mingo last month. He shall never return.
You will never go back. No, I won't even go back for the mega. That's how badly it's middle of nowhere, no desire. Not
Yeah.
even for a mega. Not even for a mega. That was a brutal drive.
I
We
can
went for
imagine.
actually what made that drive good was we went to a mega in Nebraska. That's what made that drive good. We stopped in Nebraska for a mega, and that's where me and
Wow.
Joshua ate bull balls.
Rocky Mountain oysters, baby.
Yeah, we ate bull balls. All right, here we go. I've pushed live. We are recording on the recorder. Here we go. Here we go, Chad. In 3, 2, 1.
You wanna know how to find it? Seek it out when they hide it. You know it's in the bag when it's an easy grab. Come on, take a chance now. So go, geocache. And if you need help, we're right there in the flash. If you got a question, just call in and ask. Uncover the stash on the Geocaching Podcast. The Geocaching Podcast.
Welcome, everyone. It is Wednesday. It is 8:30, which means that it is once again, Chad, time for the Geocaching Podcast. My name is Scott Burks. I got Shorty Nits manning the phones, the busy phones tonight. And please welcome to my virtual left, literally, because I just moved him, my co-host, Jazz427.
Howdy, all. Have you been hurt while geocaching? Well, tonight might just be your lucky day. Give us a call at 808 got swag. That's 808-468-7924.
That's right, Chad. Now I got to do it again. Tonight's episode is 598, Chad, 598. Recorded live on January 15th, 2020. And it is One Up Me, Getting Hurt Geocaching. Phone lines are officially open, guys. Give us a call. 808-468-7924, 808 got swag. Chad.
Yeah, I just wanted to sound like an ambulance chasing lawyer there.
So I want to preface this whole show with two things, okay? Before we get started. One, it is not the most hurt story that wins, okay? Somebody could have a heart attack and you won. You know, you got hit, run over by a car, and you broke every bone in your body. You won. No, it is the best story. We want to hear your best story of getting hurt caching. So somebody with a scraped arm could win if you got a fantastic story. If you got the greatest story of you scraping your arm, you're going to win this contest tonight. But getting run over by a car, you're probably not going to win it. If you got run over by a car by Brian Roth, that may win it. So let me hear your best story. We all got great geocaching stories. I flat back bumped in front of a cop on my back on New Year's Eve in the snow. That's a great story. So give us a call, 808-468-7924, 808 got swag. Let me hear your story. Let Chad hear your story, because we are going to decide who wins this contest. But we're going to start with this, guys. We know that this is all fun and games, but people, Chad, actually do get hurt hard. People get hurt bad. People die. We've had friends and cashers die on the trails, and we mean no disrespect to anybody who has lost their life doing this. Our deepest sympathies go out to their friends, their families. We mean no disrespect. This is all good, done tongue in cheek. Just try, because we all get hurt doing this game that we love.
Definitely.
So we want to make sure we do it in give them the proper respect that is there. But that being said, getting hurt, guys, we've all had it. Let's hear your story, because we all got good stories. But before we start this, so guys, if you're going to call, you give us a call, because before we got to get to some incidental stuff first. So this is the time to keep Jesse busy, and you can see if you're looking at the video, Jesse's busy right now. Chad, we got to talk about Patreon. I say it every week, costs a lot of money to make this show run. We love all our patrons. We love them to death.
Definitely.
We got a new patron, Chad.
Yep.
And this listener has been around since Chicago Geocacher days. And I always used to make fun of his name because I always think of Howard Finkel. You know who Howard Finkel is, Chad?
That sounds familiar. Is that a comedian?
No, Howard Finkel is the in-ring announcer for WWF back in
the
yeah.
Okay.
Distinctive voice. And
I should know that. Yeah.
Undertaker. But this guy is actually the Undercacher out of New Brighton, Minnesota, Chad. Yeah, New Brighton, Minnesota. Guess what he is? Gold Star patron right there. Boom.
Awesome. Thank
you so much, Undercacher, for knuckling up to the bar and saying, yes, I want to throw some money down. So, hey, Undercacher, go. There's an episode on the other side with me and Walt.
I hope you're not freezing too bad up there.
Yeah, it's cold in Minnesota. I was looking at Josh's pictures. All I saw was snow. So guys, patreon.com, join Undercacher. Come see everything on the other side. There's so much over there. It's a lot of fun. So give anything you can. Tier start as low as $3. You can go to patreon.com. That's patreon.com/the Geocaching Podcast.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Tonight's show is brought to you by Cachly. Cachly is an advanced geocaching app for iOS. It features powerful online and offline features, including filtered searches, offline maps, and offline saving of caches. Cachly has hundreds of advanced features that will make your geocaching experience just that much better. Get more info at Cachly.com. That's CACHLY.com.
And tonight we're also sponsored by Logwork. Logwork of the creators of the fantastic Logbook, made with genuine write-in-the-rain paper. The Logbook designed for the micro-containers of the present and future, geared towards a hider who would rather go caching than do cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com, LOGWERK.com.
It's also brought to you by FTF Geocacher Magazine. FTF Geocacher is the magazine for geocachers written by geocachers. With 6 issues a year, FTF offers practical advice, instant tips, cacher bios and milestones, geocaching events, trail tales, and all things geo-related. Find them at ftfgeocacher.com.
and by the Max Suds Body Company. Max Suds Body Company makes handmade bath and body products from all natural oils and butters. Items such as Poison Be Gone soap, itch spray, and 2-cent choices of bug spray are all great for outdoor enthusiasts like geocachers. At Max Suds Body, we have you covered from head to toe. Find them at maxsudsbody.com. That's MACSU. I did it all wrong. MACSUDS. Oh my God. Yeah, that's right. MACSUDSBODY.com. See, that one thing threw me off a bit. Sorry, guys.
And by Practical Geocaching. Practical Geocaching sells utility items for geocaching. Our items are made in the USA, and we always provide free shipping. Find them at practicalgeocaching.com. That's PRACTICAL geocaching.com.
And finally, by pathtags.com. For all your swag and path tag needs, visit our website to get creative help, to trade or log tags, or to purchase your own personalized path tags. With over 39,000 tags to collect, pathtags.com is everything you need to start your path tag obsession. Visit them at pathtags.com. That's PATHTAGS.com. And as always, Chad, you can find the links where?
In our show notes
Or
on our website.
Thank you, Chad. There you go. Well done, Chad. Good job. So, Chad, before we get to this, Jesse, let Jesse get everybody in the queue there. She's rocking and rolling out there. Guys, again, you got a call. You got a story. Getting hurt. Give us a call. 808-468-7924. We want to hear your story. Jim Donovan, how's the weather in Chicago? It's cool. It's a brisk 32 degrees out here. So it's cold out here. But guess what, Chad? I'm going to Texas this weekend.
Texas.
I'm going to Texas.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Dun, 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 dun. I know. I got a cowboy hat and everything. Dun, 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 dun. Jess. Hello.
We
Hello.
got Scott doing his Blazing Saddles
So
routine
we're going
here.
to Texas. I was just saying how we're going to Texas.
We are
Going to Texas this weekend.
super excited.
So tell the story. Well, so wait, first of all, before we tell a quick story here. So Jesse, tell the story about we're going to have an event. Right?
We are. So we're going to have a breakfast event at Einstein Bagels, I think. Einstein Bagels on Sunday morning, this coming Sunday, January 19th, which also just happens to be Scott's birthday. So
Hey.
please make sure that you wish Scott a happy birthday, preferably in person if you can come to Austin to celebrate with us. But I found out after we submitted the event that the half marathon is actually going to be running by on the street while we're having the event.
Yes.
So what can you do?
We could be lazy and point and laugh at them. The GC is GC8H as in Hank 990 is the GC for it. And so also we're going out there for, I don't think we've told the story on the show, Jess. We're going out there for Jasmer caches, and we're gonna go get Tombstone, which is like, what is it, like GC38 or something like that, Jess?
I don't know what the GC is, but it is from September of 2000.
Yeah, and it just got taken down. Chad.
Disabled.
Just got disabled.
I would do it anyways.
No, it's literally
It's gone. Apparently, there's construction in the area. Like the first phase is there, but the final is gone.
The final is gone.
Supposedly, the final is gone.
So I emailed the
I would be shocked if the final is gone because it's basically behind a neighborhood, and you can get to it
from the
from that neighborhood.
Right.
Wow.
Right. So I emailed the guy. I'm like, dude, I'm coming to Texas for 3 caches. One of them being yours.
Uh-huh.
Anything you could do. He's like, oh, give me till noon on the 18th. I'm like, all right, I'm coming in 10:30. I'll get there around noon, so that's good. So hopefully, knock on wood, that cache will be up and ready to go.
Okay, so he's moving it. Is that?
Yeah.
Moving it,
He's going to move it. Yes. So that's what he is saying. And for the record, it is GC 62.
What, 62? There it is.
62.
So yeah, guys. So if you're in Austin, Texas, on Sunday morning, we got an event. Come say hello. Come meet us. We'd love to meet you guys. So, Chad. Getting hurt caching. We've all done it. Chad, have you ever been super hurt caching? Don't tell your story if you
super
haven't.
hurt. No, I've been hurt, but not super hurt.
Hurt,
So.
but not super hurt. All right, let's take a call here. Let's start. We'll start out with a caller, and then we'll blend ours in here. So let's bring in Arkansas. Coon and Bud, hello. Coon and Bud, hello.
Hello, Scott.
Hello,
Oh,
Arkansas.
happy
Hello.
birthday
Thank
early.
you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Have you been herd caching, sir?
Yes, I've been hurt caching. This happened May 26th, 2016.
Okay.
And we were doing a challenge in Arkansas. We have 52 state parks. I just found one, Harrisburg, Arkansas, the state park near there, and was traveling to Wilson, Arkansas, for the next one on our list. And I'd already DNS'd each cache we're traveling to one time. So this is my second try at this cache.
Okay.
So we round the curve. It's raining very heavily. And here's a semi-truck that's a grain hauler. This is grain, soybeans and such. We grow in that part of Arkansas. And it's hydroplaning. And the trailer's literally bouncing in the air. And I've never heard a jake brake. I've heard plenty of jake brakes. But I've never heard one jake because it's a tenth of a mile in my face. So it's bouncing along, and I have one avenue escape to his right, my left.
Right.
So there's a rock face there. And he's getting closer, and he's jackknife. He's sliding the way I'm running, so I think I'm going to get around him. I get about 100 feet away. Now his tractor, because he's trying to catch, he's aiming up towards my truck. I've got a buddy with me, called Bitch 46. And he said, I don't think we're going to make it. And I said, I don't think so either.
Wait, hold on.
And
Wait. How much time is this truck barreling down in front of you that you actually have
this
time
is
to have a conversation with
like-
somebody?
Yeah. It's just, and there it is. I mean, he's, you talk, 500 something feet, that's probably, 100 feet away. And I said, and he was aiming at me because I said, I don't think I want to make it. And, it's just, adrenaline and everything. And so about 30 feet away, his tractor goes more to his right. And I crash into his tractor on his left cab. It detaches, hits the back of my truck, airbag explodes and doing all this, and it breaks my right forearm. Okay. And so then the trailer is, it's right there, and he's just coming to the right. He didn't come over on us, and so we stop, and I'm knocked out temporarily. So I wake up, and my buddy's going, "Can you get out? Can you get out?" And I said, "No." I said, because of my arm. So he said, "I'll come around and get you." This guy is a Vietnam Bronze Star winner. Comes in, jerks up in that door. Somehow he gets it open. It gets me out and moves me to the back of the truck. I've got a cut leg. My back, when it hit the back of my truck, that impact cracked my back. Okay. So I'm in not good shape. And, he went down and saved the truck driver. It was smoking. The guy said, don't let me burn. And he was trying to get him in. And before he left me, he said, I've got to get the guy out. He didn't know if he was live or dead. And I said, well, I'm in no shape to go down there. And I didn't want to see a dead body. And so I thought the guy was dead.
Sure.
Anyway, so these other two guys help him. He's 70. And he reaches down and tries to pull the guy back corner. And he told me before he left, he said, it's hard for me to breathe. I guess it's the seatbelt that hurt me a little bit.
Sure.
A little bit, yeah. He broke 3 ribs. So he pulls the guy out, and the other guys pull him out, and he saved that truck driver. And, it was pretty painful. The ambulance into the hospital, 6.5 hour surgery. Couldn't go to real Woodstock 14er because I couldn't fly, I couldn't drive.
Right.
And that right there. And then I'm a teacher. I teach music. And so I play tuba. I use my right arm. I couldn't play that tuba for this month.
For how long? How long couldn't you play? 8 months.
I couldn't play for. Well, no, not play for couldn't play any instrument for about let's see, it was August. Gosh, play anything, and I didn't have had to learn how to get my dexterity back on my fingers.
Wow. So you
lost.
lost. Wow.
So late September, I brought my horn to lots of physical therapy, and I played for the kids. My kids at school, they teach music, and it was very meaningful, because I could, I still have my hands. I could, very, very gifted surgeon. Very blessed to that part.
Sure.
But that's my story. I kind of condensed it.
Wow. That's
Wow.
ridiculous. You head on to
So thankful to have my buddy there too. So
you head on a truck.
head on with a semi. Yes.
How do you not see that in your sleep when you close your eyes? You head on with a truck and you lived.
Yeah, I had. Oh yeah, it was rough dealing with that afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay. And,
I don't know if I could drive in the rain after that, and be comfortable. You know what
it
I
was
mean?
tough.
Yeah.
I try not to. I
Wow.
really do. And I have to in my bus route. I drive a bus.
Wow.
And,
Oh my. And you drive. Oh, and you drive a bus for. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, Coon and Bud.
You're in a bus driver.
So did you ever go back out and get that cash?
That's what Chad wants.
Yeah,
To know.
I avenged the den after second man, so I consider that, go about really after the time. I mean, you're not a temp. So we went back. That state park is off I-55 Corey between Memphis and Cape Girard on I-55. Wilson, Arkansas. It's a wonderful cache. It's a wonderful state park. And I did finish off 52 state parks, and I did get the state park coin. So
Awesome.
Wow.
I finished on that.
Good job. Well done, sir. All right. Thank you, Coon and Bud. What an interesting head on with a semi, Chad.
Wow.
That's how we start the show off. Head on with a semi. Coon and Bud, thank you so much, buddy. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Definitely
Thank
more
you.
pain than I've ever experienced geocaching.
Oh my God, yes. So Chad, I got a call here. It's a funny because I'm actually involved with this story here. We have got Jay Wheels out of Chicago. Jay Wheels, hello, sir.
How you doing, guys?
Hi, Johnny. How you doing?
Fine.
So
Ready to tell you about the creepy cash story
so
from
it's about 10,
August.
it's 10 years, isn't it? Is this 10 years ago?
It is 10 years ago in August
Unbelievable.
2010.
So I've told this story many times on the Chicago Geocaching Podcast. I'm not sure if I've ever told this story on this show. John, do you want to start and I'll keep in, or you want me to? How do you want to do it?
Well, so I'll start. You can jump in at any time.
Okay.
So this is the era before shortiness, and we were doing the count to 10 challenge.
Yes.
So Scott, the clever guy that he is, figured we would do 8 caches on before midnight and 7 after midnight,
And then skip a day.
and then skip a day.
Right.
So we would get the countdown to 10.
Right.
So it's after midnight, about 1 o'clock in the morning, and there's creepy cache T,
Is that-
which is I'll put it in the cache, and there's a dead tree. Scott goes around to the left, I go around to the right. Scott finds the log, he's signing us in, and I get attacked by bees.
So
I go screaming,
So,
running out
John-
of the
wait,
wood. What was it really a wood? It was a
it was a
wood
patch of
lot. It was
patch of trees. Yeah, a patch of trees. So when John says
patch of
that,
trees.
he's being very facetious. What he did at the top of his lung, he's screaming, "Bees, bees, bees!" And his arms are waving, and he's running as fast as he can out of the trees. Right. So,
Because I couldn't see I didn't understand what was attacking me because it was dark.
right, it was pitch black in the woods. And it was pure. What happens? We think he stepped on a beehive. We think is what happened. He stepped on it. And so it was unbelievable. I mean, and so we run back to the car, and the car is right underneath a light, like a street lamp.
All right.
And so John is sitting, and I have pictures of this. John is sitting on the curb, and he's patting, he's slapping. I'm like, dude, strip. And so he takes his shirt off, and he's swapping,
Oh.
and he's got bites all over him.
So they got up underneath his shirt and stuff. Well, they could sting, I guess, through the shirt. But
all over him. So wait, so
yeah.
There were plenty of them.
the story gets way better, Chad. So I'm like, you okay? He's
So-
like, yeah, I'm cool. So we're in the car and we're driving to the next.
Seemingly,
What? What'd you say, John?
seemingly cool.
Seemingly cool, yes. So we get in the car and we're going to the next cache.
Hang on. Did you put the log back up?
Oh yeah, I logged it. Yeah, it was done. Yeah.
You were done logging already. Okay,
yeah.
when it happened. Okay, because it sounded like you were in the middle of logging when this happened.
No. I was just about
Okay.
because remember, he was screaming, but I was like, he just screaming ran and just flailing and screaming, and so I'm driving to the next cache, and John starts mumbling like, I'm like, what, dude? You know?
Oh, someone's allergic.
And so he starts snoring. I'm like, John, I'm elbowing him, John, dude, what are you doing?
I'm not waking up.
Nothing.
Like-
I go,
like I'm
John,
Going
you're
into
gonna make me-
anaphylactic
I'm
shock.
like, dude, you're gonna make me call 911. You're gonna make me call 9. If you don't wake up, I'm calling 911. And he's nothing. I said, I'm all right, dude. I'm called 911. Ding, 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 ding. Called 911. First time I've ever called 911 in my life. Okay. And they're like, where are you? I'm like, I have no idea where I am. I'm like, I have a phone. You can't. It's 2009. You can't GPS this stuff and figure out where I am by this. She's like, no, it doesn't work like that. I'm like, oh God. So I run to a cross street so I get street names. We actually had a library, I think, is where we were. I think I was in a parking lot.
I don't remember that part.
So, of course you don't. So the ambulance comes, police come, whole thing. So they got John in the truck, and the cops are talking to me, and they're like, what happened? And I'm telling them the story, and the cops and they don't understand. So I'm showing them my phone. I'm doing this. I'm showing them.
They're a little incredulous that we were out at the middle of the night.
It was middle of the night.
Or geocaching, dude.
2 men, middle of the night. And so he's like, well, this one says there's one right over there. I'm like, yeah, there's one over there. He's like, you going to go get it? I'm like, no, I'm not going to go get it. My friend's dying in the thing. And I was terrified because John, that night or like the night before, John said, my wife is worried you're going to get me killed. He said to me. And I'm like, holy shit, he's going to die in my car. Oh, wait, let's preface it by I'm on the phone with 911. She's like, can you move him out of your car and get him on the street? I'm like, lady, John's like, John, how tall are you? 5'9", 5'10"?
5'9",
5'9",
almost 180.
Almost 180, and I got to get him out of a Mini Cooper. I'm like, lady, I'm not getting this guy out of my Mini Cooper. It's not him. I'm going to crack his head open if I get him out of the Mini Cooper. She's like, all right, leave him where he is. So they give him the shot, like the Pulp Fiction shot in the heart,
Right.
thing that wakes you up. And they woke him up enough to get him to get him awake, and then they take him to the hospital. So this is the best part, Chad, is that I have to follow him to the hospital. So I am going like 90, because like I'm behind the ambulance. The ambulance is cooking. And so I get to follow them. And me and John sit in a room for 4 hours, and I watch him sleep. And I watch the news and the TV. And then John wakes up. He's like, all right, let's go home.
Wow.
And they won't let me go.
They wouldn't let him go. They're like, you can't go. He's like, I want to go.
They say we want to keep you overnight for observations. I'm like, I'm done with this.
So
I don't need observations. I've been here and done this. I'm feeling better.
They
had me.
The denouement of the story, as it turns out, John mentions this. I think, did you tell it to your mom? This story? Who'd you tell the story to? Did you tell the story to your mom? And she's like, yeah, that's happened before.
Oh, right. Yes, it did happen before. When I was a teenager at a summer camp.
When he was a kid.
With the family.
Yes. Same thing happened. He fell asleep after getting bitten.
I was telling the cops that, the doctors, when they finally came and, we were in the emergency room, for hours. Because there was sort of more serious people hurt than me.
I was so scared he was going to die in my car.
So you weren't knocked. So you weren't like swelling up or anything. You were just knocked out.
He legit fell asleep.
Oh,
that's his allergy. He falls asleep.
That is weird.
Yeah. And so, do you carry an EpiPen with you now, dude? What do you do?
I do carry an EpiPen.
Yeah.
No, I haven't updated it since 2010, but I do carry it.
So yeah, that is the B story, the J Wheels B story, when he almost died in my car.
Yeah, you definitely never told it on the GCPC.
And Scott was very nice. He did not abandon me.
No.
He was a total gentleman.
Thank you.
Drove me back to my car after the hospital. Didn't leave me there.
But wait, this is the best part. 2 nights later, we go out again, which I can't believe his wife let him go out with me again. We go out again, and I get a flat tire. Do you remember this, John?
Right.
And John's like,
Yeah, I do remember it.
I'm like, John's like, you sit in this car. I will change it. I owe you. I'm changing this tire. So yeah, he changed the tire.
And we were right at that gas station with the flashing,
Yeah.
speed, the tickets for
Right,
right
exactly.
turns on red.
Right. Yes. Yes.
The light was like flashing every 2 minutes.
Yeah, it
Another
was just-
car getting
it was
$100
hitting
ticket.
people. Just boom, boom. It was this one corner where everyone in this boom, but just must have made $5,000 while we were sitting there changing the tire. So, all right, Johnny, thank you so much for calling in, buddy. It's such a great story. Thank you for.
All righty,
letting
it
me
was really
reminisce.
great revisiting the visit.
we'll talk soon, sir. Thank you so much. Good luck.
Well,
Talk to you. So yeah, Chad, that's I never told that story on the show ever.
No, not that I
I
recall.
might not have.
I I would have remembered that. So
So yeah. So give me a story of you, sir, getting hurt.
me?
Yeah, I didn't hear one from you.
Oh, mine are pretty lame. I would say probably the most exciting one was basically not poking it with a stick beforehand and hearing a snake rattle,
Oh,
me jumping back, and then about 10 seconds later realizing I jumped back into a fire ant mound, and the fire ants had crawled up my leg and then all done a synchronous bite.
oh.
And which I've had so many fire ant mound stories and issues with Texas that is not funny. So that was pretty much another day in a park. But
Right.
yeah, I almost dropped a load in my pants.
Yeah. Is that in
but-
Texas?
That was in Texas.
Hey, Jesse,
So,
this is one thing we got to go urban caching because we
Okay.
got like snakes and crab in Texas. We don't have snakes in Illinois. We don't have rattlesnakes and deadly snakes in Illinois. I don't like that at all. I'm not happy about that.
you might find some at Syntex Prime.
Really?
Yeah.
All
You
right.
could actually find some at Necropolis of Britannia Manor 3 as well.
We've got Texas on the line. Texas, J Cash. Hello, sir.
Hello, how are y'all? Hello, Scott. How's everybody?
Hey, we're coming to Texas in like 2 days.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. Y'all gonna have a blast down here.
Where do you live in Texas?
I'm in Houston. I'm in Magnolia, but Houston is really where I'm at.
So come down to Austin and come to the event. Come on. It's
Yeah,
like-
if
it's like-
if
it's
it's
like a hop-
possible, I will try to at least come to that event Sunday because
It's a
it is
hop
possible.
skip.
So I'll see what I can do.
How far is Houston from Austin, Chad?
It's about depending upon what side of town you're at, it's about a 2.5 hour drive.
Oh, that's a heck of a drive. All right, maybe not. That's
Yeah, if Carrot Killer and Lady Black Hat can come get my front yard cash FTF from Austin, I should be able to come down there, right?
Oh, if they did that, oh come on, now you have to come. Come on. All right, you got a story about hiding a 5.5? Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh yeah, it was a pretty epic day.
All right, let me hear about it.
Yeah, it's a 5.5 high. It's actually two. I hit one and I was all the way out there, so I really had to hit the second one.
Of course.
But it was at the nature preserve where at first it was just a bunch of regular hides. I was doing about 7 or 8 down the line, and then now the whole park is gadget caches. Me and my buddy now have all gadget caches in the whole park, like 30 or so of them. And this was before all that had even happened. And I had my dog and me, and I hid the whole line. And it's pretty far getting to the end of that line. And I look at my map on my phone, and it's still some woods to go. And I'm new, but I didn't know what I was doing, and I thought I was just I got this, no problem. So I go ahead and I push on, and I go to hide something really hard because I hear they like the challenge out here. And well, it turns out I didn't know what I was in for because it was about 3 creek crossings with trees as a bridge. It was about a 3-mile hike in total. I crossed 2 swamps. And it was just me and my geopup. It was it, just me and her. So, and on the way, the first one of the creek, no, not the first creek. I think it was the second creek I crossed. I slipped in. So I slipped in the water. Now I'm wearing boots that I borrowed to get there. So I'm borrowing my stepdad's boots, and now they're too big, and I'm wearing blisters all on my feet. So now they're soaking wet, and I'm trying to get across this thing, and now in the swamps were even worse because the swamps there's no creeks, I just had to gloss right through them, and finally I get past all this trek to get there, and at the very back there's it looked like somebody had cleared like the land. There was a bunch of trees down. There's logs and trees everywhere. So I'm trying to maneuver through these, and of course I slip and sprain my ankle, and I'm hurt. I'm yelling at the dog, trying to get her to help me. Nobody help me. And I look down at my phone. I got like 10% left on the phone, and I have no idea where I'm at. I'm like kind of lost. I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to get back? I don't even know how to get back. So on the way back, at one point I was walking, and my foot would fall through, and it was like weaved in vines, and there was no ground underneath me, and I had to cross this to get over to where I was going. And like I said, I didn't know what I was doing, so I didn't leave no waypoints, no creek crossing waypoints. I had no clue. I was completely out there, just it was terrible. So I'm hurt. I wanted to cry, but geocachers don't cry, so I stepped it up, and I pushed forward, and let's see. I lost my bushwhacker on the way, and I sprained my foot, had blisters on my feet. Let's see. It was very, 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 very exhausting day. By the time of that, I was so tired. I just wanted like a helicopter to come life fly me out of there. I just wanted help. Please, somebody help me.
Oh,
absolutely. But I couldn't call nobody because I had no phone.
Sure, absolutely.
God, it was terrible. But it was really worth it because the logs on that is.
The logs are what? Wait, I lost them. There you are.
Along the what was all that stuff? So the computer came on. And
you said the logs came. The logs from it are probably fantastic. I'm assuming the logs.
Oh yeah, the logs from the people who FTS'd it, because it sat there probably about 2 or 3 weeks before anybody went and got it, and that doesn't happen around here. In 3 or 4 hours, your cache is found.
Sure, of course.
So finally, a couple of brave souls went out there and ventured to do it, and the logs they left on it were really, really great. Good stories. I think about only 8 people have done it total at all, and it was a really, really epic adventure, and I was so exhausted. I think I slept for like a day and a half. I was so tired and hurt. My whole body hurt. I was sore for like 3 days. It was crazy.
Well done, sir. A 5.5. Wow. And how just for the record,
I was already out there, so I figured I might as well just hide another one too while I'm here. And there micro nanos in the woods.
Oh,
the little bitty tiny green ones you get. It was one of those.
Oh, man. And you made it a nano.
Oh, yeah. Well, back then, like I said, nowadays I might have put a soda tube just to be nice. But back then I had no clue what I was doing. I thought I was doing good.
How far is it from parking to the cache? What's the distance?
From parking to the cache is about a 3-mile hike.
Oh,
I would say total it was about a 3-mile hike.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And like I said, on the way back, if I would have known what I was doing, I probably could have made the trip a lot less. But I was gone probably half the day doing that.
I believe it. Yeah,
I thought, I just took a little bit left. I'll go hide these. No big deal. Yeah, right.
Hey, Cash, thank you so much for calling in, buddy. That's a good story.
Of course, anytime.
Talk to you soon. Thank you.
All right.
Chad.
Our
old friend, Stevens at Infinitum. Hello.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hello. Good night.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah. I don't hear kids in the background. Where are the kids? You have like a whole herd. Where are your children?
Oh. Well, I'm on speakerphone because I'm trying to recall my thing, and I think the best way to recall my adventures was to read through the log of that cache.
So what happened to you? Tell me what happened to you.
Well, 7 years ago, we decided to go get Warthog down. It was a Warthog that decided to it was doing practice formations out of Nellis, out of Vegas, and it crashed doing practice formations, and they never recovered all the pieces because it was right before 9/11 hit. So they left the majority of the Warthog there, and so they created a virtual out of it. And so it's in a gorge, and it is kind of a hike to get to.
Okay.
So I getting there was fine, but getting back was part of the adventure. I've never felt dehydration or heat stroke like that before.
Mm-hmm. Really? So you were
Yeah.
Did you not take water with you? What happened?
Well, no, we did. We took a couple. We placed a couple of water caches along the way because we knew it was a long hike.
Right.
And then we had our camelbacks with us.
Uh-huh.
And so the warthog was only a partial of what we wanted to get. There was a first to find about, a mile or so past there that we really wanted to get, which was the prize. But we spent so much time at the warthog, scouring around looking at stuff because it was really cool that we had spent, we spent our lunch, we spent most of our water, and the hike was like, it was shale. It was like 450 feet vertical climb around boulders and shell and everything like that. And my buddy, he ran out of water first, so he didn't go. So I ended up climbing up and scouring up this little thing, and spending so much time trying to find it that we couldn't quite find it. And I exhausted my water at that time.
Okay. And
so I got the first to find. We were so glad to find it. And but coming down, man, I got lightheaded, and it was so horrible. It was like I'm like, did I tell my wife I loved her? Because I don't know if I'm gonna make it out of here.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, you're getting lightheaded on that.
It was one of those things where I was starting to stutter and starting to not make sense because it was hot. It was during the summer and everything like that, and in the desert it gets pretty hot. So it was crazy. And we finally come up over this ridge, and my buddy that was with me, he could see where we stashed the water, but I had to sit down and rest for a while. So we finally scrambled for it, and it was nasty water. It was hot. We didn't place it in a good place. It was so gross, but it was like
water,
the nectar of the
water.
God.
Yeah, you don't care. I'll drink anything when I'm thirsty.
Yeah, so it was one of those things that I look back at this log because it's been archived, but we were the only ones to find that cache, and it was amazing. It was a very long hike, and it was one of those things that I keep thinking about every time I think about it.
Yeah, sure, you're right. Yeah, and it's a good reminder to bring water for you. That's what it is. Bring enough water.
Well, we did. We brought a lot of water, except we spent more time than we thought.
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah. All right, sir. Thank you so much. That's a good one. Heat stroke. I love it.
Wow.
Good old Utah. Jess, we got to go to Utah. Hope you're up in Utah.
For sure.
Come on.
Yeah, they have snakes and mountain lions and bobcats and scorpions too. So
I still want to go to Utah. I see pictures and I'm like, how have I not been there? So we'll get to Utah. All right, I'll talk soon, buddy. Thank you so much.
All right, take care.
Bye. Hi, Jess. Jesse, do you have any stories of getting hurt?
You know what? I don't.
Why? Get closer to the mic, please.
I don't know. I think that I try to take precautions, and and I've been very lucky.
Yeah. Well, I've cashed mostly with you in your career.
Right.
You've never really been hurt.
No.
Oh, you did one. One.
I don't know that I would call that hurt.
Sure it is. Sure. Go ahead. Tell the story real quick.
So Scott and I were on a bike path.
Yeah.
And it was probably August. So, like the height of the growing season and the pollen and the bees and the critters and all of that. And we're cruising along, like trying to find a cache before the sun goes down. And I'm flying along on my bike. And all of a sudden I feel this awful sting on my lip and I don't know exactly what it was, some sort of wasp, bee, beetle, stinging insect thing got in my lip and stung the inside of my bottom lip. And so my lip swelled up pretty big.
Where's the picture, Jess?
I don't have the picture.
How do you not have the? Come on.
I'm not prepared with the picture.
She deleted it.
In other words, I don't want the
evidence.
whole world to see me with a swollen lip.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
She's like, That's fantastic.
So,
Yeah.
but I mean that's pretty much it. I mean, some scrapes here, falling flat on my face, and getting a stick on the shin and things like
Right.
that. But nothing crazy. So I've been very fortunate.
Okay.
Knock on wood.
All right. There's someone in the queue again, Jess.
I-
All right, let's
I'm
keep
going.
now. Let's keep going. We got
We got a lot to get through.
we got California, the GBs. Hello, GBs.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
Only GB's isn't in California, Garrett. GB's is in Yuma, Arizona.
Oh, it says California.
Hey.
Why does it say California?
Well, he's from
Well,
here, but
I do what I do. I'm geocaching. I'm in Yuma.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, you right now you're in. Right now you are.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
is the
Oh,
the mega coming up this weekend or something?
Oh, in Zona.
No, I'm a little too early for the mega.
Oh, okay.
Are you retired, GB?
Yes.
Do you have a
You know that.
Do you have a motorhome, GB?
Yes, I do.
I hate you so much. That's my dream, man. Come on. That's not fair. You come and torture me with like this. All right, so you got a story.
Yes, I have a story.
Let me hear your story.
Well, the GB's is means me and my wife, and the name is because she's a GB and I'm a GB. That's why we're the GB's.
That's adorable.
So, in 2015, right after the block party, we're wandering home, and we're going for GC17 in Oregon.
Okay.
The one of the top oldies.
Sure.
Yep.
And so you got to go back quite a ways in the mountains driving, and then you have to hike in for a few miles. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I was trying to take us all on a shortcut. In other words, more direct, so we could stay on the normal trails. And we were going down a fire road that the Forest Service had done everything they could to make that fire road impassable in any way, shape, or form. Walking, driving, motorcycles, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we hear this blood curdling scream behind us, and we look around, and it's my wife. She has fallen, and she's broken her ankle.
Oh,
So we went back there, and it was pretty clear by just looking that her foot wasn't pointing in the right direction, and so. So we tried to call, and we first tried with, I believe we tried with Verizon, and Verizon, none of us that had Verizon could get through. So we were actually hiking with two other ladies that we don't really remember too much, but another couple was from Norway. And so there was a total of 6 of us that were hiking along. And so somebody had a telephone that had AT&T, and we had to move up a little on higher ground, and we finally got to a 911 call. And so we called 911, and when we were talking to them, they were making the arrangements, and they says, well, where are you? And I give them coordinates, and they says, well, how in the heck are we going to find that? The paramedics aren't going, don't carry GPS.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
So we got to make she's talking to me, the dispatcher, and she says, you have to go back to the parking area, which was about 1.5 miles.
Oh, hell no.
And you have to wait around there. I says, well, I can't do that. So we had a little bit of powwow with the 6 of us. And some of the other people went back down. So basically, 2 hours later, they finally showed up, and we see them walking down.
Go ahead.
I'm getting coached here by the my wife.
Now
she doesn't want me to leave. She doesn't want to. She doesn't want me to leave out some of the juicy parts. So, okay. So we're sitting there and we're waiting, but we sent 2 people down to meet the paramedics.
Right, the EMTs.
So we're sitting around, and obviously my wife can't move, and there's there's one of the other ladies, she's still there, and we know it's going to be a while, and so I said, well, you know,
oh no, you're not going to say. You're not going to say what I think.
I can't help you.
Oh,
I might as well go
on.
find a cat.
Are you serious?
I knew that was
Such
coming.
a husband move. Such a husband. Spoken like a true male right there. Like, you're okay, right? I mean, you're not going to die. I mean, you're fine.
Yes, I'm perfectly okay. As a matter of fact, you can read my log on GC17 on August 18th, 2015, and the juicy details are in there.
So wait, hold on a second. So I've never broken a bone in my life, so I have no concept of the pain. How much pain is she in? I mean, like, is she moaning or wailing or crying, or just is she fine?
She's no. She's handling it pretty good. She knows it was hurting, and it was hurting real bad. But we wouldn't. I told you what they had done to the surface of what used to be a fire trail. There was not a flat 6 inches anywhere.
Right.
So she was her body was on one side of the one ridge, and her leg with the broken was off the other side of a ridge. So she was in this very convoluted, uncomfortable position. But we wouldn't let her move because I knew that wasn't the right thing to do. We needed to set her up. So she's doing pretty good. Okay. I mean, she's hurting, but you know, she just has to do what she has to do.
All right. So
I've gone and gotten GC17. I come back and there's a couple of, and now we see the paramedics coming down up the trail.
Sure.
And I look, and they're not carrying a stretcher.
Oh, no.
What kind of crap is this? I'm an ex-military guy. You always have stretchers.
Right.
If you got to get somebody out of the backwoods, you carry a stretcher. So these guys show up, and the first thing I says is, "Where's your stretcher? How are you going to get her out of here?" "Oh, don't worry. We'll take care of that. We'll take care of that. No problem. So they start basically treating her. Takes another hour and a half of treating her, but is what they're really doing. We kind of back figured this, what they were really doing. They were giving her ever increasing doses of drugs to get her so drugged up. Because is what they do. They out of this guy's backpack, they've got this stiff but flexible plastic that is in the shape of a big diamond almost, and they unroll that, and when they finally get her doped up enough, they do their best to splint the ankle, and then they start working this thing up under her, and all that's between her and this plastic thing is just like a they got those 1/2-inch pads that you use for backpacks, sleeping out, and they put one of those in there, and then they strap together this plastic to make a tube out of it, and flip the ends up and over, so she's like in a cocoon. And then they attach straps to this.
Oh no, they did not
and
attach.
So the guy.
If you're gonna say they carried her out like
Yeah.
Yoda, yeah, you're lying. You're absolutely lying.
What's that?
If they carried her out like on her
No.
back, on their back.
No,
Okay.
they did not carry her on the back. They one guy was in the back that had a strap attached to him, and the guy in the front had like a harness that around his waist, and he was doing the pulling. And we had all been given, the rest of us that were there were given corners in short pieces of strap to hold on, because we had to keep her somewhat from flipping over as he was dragging her out.
Wow.
God.
So, make a long story short, 5 hours from the time that the 911 call, she finally showed up at the hospital.
That is unbelievable. Yeah, here. Cool. This is the burrito lady with a broken ankle. Yeah, was she like a burrito? I mean, that's ridiculous.
She was in like a burrito. If you want to call, I've actually got pictures. I could show you.
You're taking pictures.
But I got the cash.
Yeah, they took that fire trail out.
She would punch me in the mouth if I did that. She would punch me in the mouth. She's like, "You're seriously taking pictures right now? Seriously?"
Yeah.
Dude. Well, I have pictures somewhere of that, but yeah,
That's fantastic.
that was quite a day.
They took that fire trail out several years before, because I did it in 2012, and they had that fire trail had already been taken out, and we thought about maybe we should go ahead and try it anyways. And I'm damn glad that we didn't.
Well, hey man, thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate your call. Thank you.
Okay, have a good one. Bye-bye.
A burrito lady. Chad, we got Texas on the line. Carrot Killer. Hello, sir. Carrot Killer.
Oh, you got to me.
I know. Sorry, man. Yeah, you've been sitting on hold for a while. Sorry, man. We got some good stories here. How you doing?
No, I know. It's cool.
I'll see you in what, 3 days? Something like that? Coming in 3 days.
Yeah, a couple days.
All right, so what do you got for me?
So here's my story.
Let
It
me
was, I guess it was about exactly 4 years ago, in 2015, and I was in Columbia, South Carolina. I had been sent to the Drill Sergeant Academy, but before I started that school, I had to do 2 weeks of resiliency training. And I finished that class, and we had a 4-day weekend, MLK, just like we got going on right now. So I was doing some caching downtown, and there was a Where I Go that was timed. Like, from the point that you start, you had to get to the final in so much time, or you had to start over, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Sure, Where I Go. Yeah.
So, yeah. So I start running, and I'm at the top of a street, and you had to go down a bunch of stairs to get to like the bottom of the park and go forward, right? So I'm running down these stairs, and I'm like skipping a few steps as I go. And I remember like being in the air and not going where I thought I was going to go, and landing like off the path in the grass and just falling to the ground.
Right.
And I couldn't get up. I had broken my foot. I didn't really realize it at the time. I was just sitting there, writhing in pain. And as I'm sitting there, some homeless man just comes up and walks over me and keeps on going about his business.
Oh, jeez. He couldn't wait to do that. Walks over.
Yeah,
me.
he's probably like waiting to, you know.
So you broke. You're in South Carolina, at working more or less at a work thing.
Yeah, we had a 4-day weekend, you know.
And you can't.
Or an okay day, and I was in between the two schools, so I wasn't at my house, you know. I was like on a travel trip, and so yeah, what made it worse was I went to the hospital, figured out it was broken, and then I got kicked out of the school. I had to go back home to Fort Stewart, and explained to everybody that I'd broken my foot.
Jumping downstairs.
I had to wait, I think, 5 months, and then they sent me back again.
Oh, God. Okay, well, was it your
Oh.
left ankle or your right ankle? Your foot.
It was my right.
How did you drive to a hospital with a
Yeah, it was
broken
actually
right foot?
it was the foot that I broke. It was like some bone in my foot,
You could drive
and
to
I
the
was in a
hospital?
walking boot for a few months.
You could drive to a hospital with a broken right foot?
Well, at first I was trying to tell myself that you're fine. It's just like
Man up.
you sprained it or something, right?
Right.
It just hurts a little.
Wouldn't continue on with the school.
Right.
But eventually I had to admit there was something wrong, so I went to the hospital and they confirmed it was broken.
Oh, that's terrible. Terrible. And so how long were you in a walking boot for?
I think 2 or 3 months.
Oh wow. Really?
Oh.
That long?
Yeah.
Are people usually in a walking boot that long? I've never been in one, so I have no idea. Are they usually? Is that
That's
usually
the only bone I've ever broken, so
Well, I broke all of my
experience with something like that.
I broke all the metatarsals on my right foot.
How long were you in a walking boot?
And I was in one for about 2 months.
Really?
It was a full cast.
Wow.
So
That stinks, man. Kicked out. That sucks, dude. I'm sorry for that. That stinks. Okay, 2 questions.
Yeah.
So you went back and you got that. Obviously you did because that's your job. So you obviously went back and finished the school. 2, did you
Yeah.
ever go back and did you go and get that that where I go?
No, I never did that one again.
All right.
I
Thank you,
was
sir.
gonna ask if he had done it. It's like, did you run down the stairs again?
So
Skipping steps?
do you run downstairs anymore? Just
Do you skip steps when you do?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would, man.
Have you learned your lesson? Have you learned your lesson?
No.
No. All right, Karen. I'll see you on Saturday, man. Thank you so much. Be good.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Okay.
Hey, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
I got California on the phone here. Chad, your boy California. We got El Rojo 14. Hello.
What's up, Wes?
How you doing, man?
Good. I will try to make this as short as possible, but there's an entire cache planted in this story's honor, and it's got 5,400 words in the 3 people's logs for it. So it's pretty epic. And I'll post a link to it in the feed. 2015, my good friends Skinny P and Tongue 8 are going to make a 17-mile hike into the Carrizo Plain National Monument. It's along a ridge called Caliente Ridge to a place called Caliente Peak, 8.5 miles in, 8.5 miles out. It's a pretty decent hike. Takes all day. You could try to bicycle it if you can, but it's some up and down. So I couldn't make it with them that day. I had other things I had to do. I had to watch the kids, and I was kind of thinking about taking my dual sport motorcycle. Best $2,000 I ever spent. Yamaha dual sport motorcycle, great for geocaching. I can go all over the place in this thing. And I was thinking about dual sporting out that way, maybe hiking up to them, but you're supposed to not drive on any of this trail. And so I just got stuck having to listen to their story on Facebook Messenger. They luckily had connection with us the whole time. And so they get kind of a late start, get going at 9, and they hike out there. Well, Skinny P is a type 1 diabetic, and as long as he manages it, he does okay. And so on the way out there, he's feeling kind of tired. I think he stayed up too late the night before, and they're doing okay. They get to the top of the hill at about 2 p.m., which is way later than they need to be. It's December 28th or 29th, 28th,
Right.
2015, so it's going to get dark early.
Right, sure. Yeah.
This isn't Southern California, but it can get cold out there. And so they actually are hiking through some snow flurries as they're hiking out to this thing and back. And so I'm kind of keeping tabs on them. Well, on the way back, Skinny P starts spiking and having lows too, and just he's all over the place and ends up just throwing chunks everywhere. Just gets rid of everything in his system.
Right.
And Tongue 8 is like, this isn't looking good. Like we're pretty concerned about this. And so he messages me and he says, hey, what's the quickest way out of here? Because I'm kind of the expert on this area. This ridge they're on is about 20 miles straight line distance from my house to where they're at. But to drive, it's going to be about 60 miles to get there. And so I basically am like, okay, well, I can get my dual sport in the back of my truck and if I have to, I can, drive out there, unload the dual sport. I'll just illegally ride my dual sport along this trail because it's not that bad, and come pick him up and get him out of there if we have to.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, okay, I'll let you know. They get some food in the system. He seems like he's doing better. They go some more miles, and then again, just going downhill quick. And he's like, hey, so he messages me, hey, it's go time. Like, we need you. And so I'm like, okay. So I already had the dual sport loaded up. We were kind of wondering if I should take off earlier or not, but I ended up waiting. And so finally I take off, get about 5-10 miles out of town, realize I don't have any gas in the truck, turn around, come back, get gas real quick. And I'm just flying out there because it's literally going to be about a 57-mile drive to get out where they're at,
right,
even though it's 20 miles straight up and over the hill. And so I'm flying out there, getting moving, like limited cell reception once I get up to these hills. And as I'm coming down into the Carrizo Plain, and then I got to cross that and go up over to the ridge they're on, I see flashing lights off in the distance. This place is the middle of nowhere. So I'm like, there's no way there'd be flashing lights out here this time of the night on a Saturday unless those guys are going the same place I'm going. And so sure enough, while I was moving, Tongue 8 made the call to call 911 and say, hey, I got this guy's diabetic. He's crashing hard, and we need help. It's getting dark. Temperature's dropping. It's below 30. And so basically they actually dispatch a helicopter. And so they're going to fly a helicopter up there to the top of the peak. And so they're actually cuddling or spooning to preserve warmth because it's freaking cold. And they're huddled up in a bush, and I kind of know where they're at because they tell me they're by this cache named Take Shelter. And so it's my cache up there on that hill. And so they're huddled up there, and they actually hear the helicopter off in the distance, just faintly, but it can't land. The whole mountain is socked in, and there's basically no landing on this thing. And Skinny P's not getting any better.
Right.
And they're about 4 miles from the locked gate to get in there. It's a decent road to get in there, but I don't know who's got keys or any of that stuff.
Right.
So they're huddled up, trying to stay warm, trying to survive this thing. I'm flying, catch up to the flashing lights, and it's the I think that would have been Forest Service. I can't remember if it's Forest Service or BLM. No, it's CAL FIRE. And so I catch up to their ambulance and their truck, and I kind of flash my lights. They pull over. I'm like, hey, you guys heading up to a medical call up on Caliente Ridge? They're like, yeah. They have no idea where these guys are, like none. So from the phone call, like the rescue personnel, the EMTs, they have no idea where these guys are. They're just like, we're just going to cruise up there and see if we find them. I'm like, well, I know exactly where they're at, and we get a game plan. So what we're going to do is we're going to get up where we can get closer, and we're going to throw the two EMTs in my Honda Ridgeline, and we'll just cut the lock off the gate and head on out there and go see if we can save them, and leave their big truck, which they're not sure would make it out there, and their ambulance, which they're not that excited about taking, and we'll just motor on out there. So we park the big truck way down the mountain. They take the ambulance up. I'm leading in the truck. I've got the two EMTs in with me, and basically get to the gate. They got this huge key ring of keys. Like there's 20, 30, 40, 50 keys on this thing. And they're like, screw it. And they just chop one of the chain links on the gate. And so I get the motor on out there in my truck. Well, I'm kind of excited in a sense, you don't think Skinny P's going to die, hopefully. But there's 4 unfound caches along this road.
Oh, you did not. No, you did not.
You can't. You got to hike into this place or illegally take your dual sport. I'm not that excited about that. I'm like, dude, if I get those caches, that's going to be sweet. So we're motoring out there. Well, a few weeks earlier, I've got a question mark series out here, and a guy got his Jeep stuck at it, and me and my kids were out in the middle of the night checking on a cache or something, like kind of random. And I drove right by this guy that was stuck. He never yelled, screamed, said anything to me. And I'm reading his logs later on. He never said a word. He's like, well, I saw the car, but, I didn't know what to do. I'm like, yell at me, flash a flashlight. That dude didn't have like a phone charger or nothing. So I'm telling Tongue 8, because this is flashing to my head. I'm like, hey, before I start heading out there, I'm like, hey, as we get close, turn on a light. Don't let me drive by you guys, because this is serious business. So I'm motoring along with the EMTs, and I kind of think we're getting closer because it's fogged in, like it's socked in. And I posted a link. You go look at the images we got there. And So finally I see the light, and so we pull up, and they have no clue who's going to be there. And you can read the logs. Tongue 8 is like, hey, El Rojo should have been here like 30 minutes ago. Like, what the hell is he? And so they see the headlights, like, sweet. I don't know where he went, but, we're saved. So I park the truck. Lights are in their eyes. I hop out. I'm like, hey, you guys surprised to see me? And they're like, what the hell? Where did you come from? And I'm like, I got the EMTs. And they're like, doubly like, what? So basically, EMTs start evaluating Skinny P, and they get him in the truck, and they're like, he's probably going to be okay. But I mean, he was crashing hard. Tongue 8 was scared. He was worried.
Sure.
And so he's like, I'll just walk back. I'm like, dude, jump in the back of the truck. Like, there's no space in the truck. And it's like cold. I'm like, dude, here's my jacket and another like beanie. Like, jump in the back. If you got to freeze for 10 or 15 minutes, you'll be okay. But you don't have to hike out of here.
Yeah, hiking out.
So we basically get Skinny P out, and he's still vomiting, and it's just, he's not doing all that great. But the EMTs are monitoring him. We get him out, get him to the ambulance. Tongue 8 and I end up in the truck, and we drive down the hill to where the big truck is. And then they actually bring an ambulance from the other side of the mountains, the other side of the valley, San Luis Obispo side. They bring an actual ambulance out from there, and they're going to meet us down where it's much easier to get to the road access. And so we get him down there. They get him in there, get some IVs and stuff into him, and start stabilizing him. And, he's doing pretty good. So it's looking like he's going to make it. And so Tongue 8 and I, and I've got pictures of him in the back of the ambulance. I got pictures at the cache site. I only was able to get one picture while we were out there to commemorate our trip. And unfortunately, because, you don't want your buddy to die, I had to pass on those caches. I couldn't get those caches that I really want to get.
Oh.
But he made it out alive, and they tried to helicopter to him, couldn't do it, and basically it was me knowing where they were at. I came out and helped them out, and he made it out. But yeah, it was pretty sketchy. So I've now got a cache plan out there, and it's got the whole story on it, and it's named Almost Rip Skinny P 12/28/2015, and it's got all that story in it. And my goal is to get back out there, because when I planted on a hike out the same ridge. I went out there because they had planted a few caches along the ridge before it got serious. So I had to go hike out there and get those caches.
Right.
So I planted this cache. Well, I would need to get one of those like roadside crosses and take it out there. I think I'm going to plant that at the cache site. It's a spore and put on it. Almost Rip Skinny P kind of behind the bush there. So that was the day we almost lost Skinny P.
Well done,
on
sir.
A major hike.
Well done, sir.
Wow.
That's insane. I love stories, man. People have the best stories. That's such a great game when you get stories like that. Elro, thank you so much for calling in, buddy. That's a great story.
Thanks for having me.
We'll talk to you. Bye-bye. Chad, we got one more call, man.
Awesome.
We got one more. We got GSM times 2 here. Hello, sir.
Hello, and how are you doing, guys?
You are the final call.
The final call, and
Yeah.
I better make it a good one.
You gotta make it.
I'm actually telling this story on behalf of my dog, Bellagio, because this is really her story.
What kind of what kind of a dog is it?
She's a little. What's that?
What kind of a dog?
She's a little 10-pound mixture of a Papillon and a poodle. So
okay,
little tiny little black dog. But she back then was a real great hiker, and so we took her out on a little 7-mile hike, and we're hiking along and geocaching, and I'm shooting video, and everything's going on. And I look down, and she's licking this little plant, and a really pretty little plant, peony, and I'm not thinking anything about it, and we find the cache, and we move on, and another little way down the road, we're looking for a cache, and I look down, and she's just covered in all these little flowers, and she's licking them off, and I pick her up and I pluck off all the little flowers for her, and I had a great day and got a lot of caches, and everything's going good. Get home that night, and about 5:20. Now we live about 2.5 miles from our vet, and I think they close at 5. About 5:20, I look over to her, and she's starting to shiver and she's starting to shake. And I'm like, this is not good. So we call the doctor, and he's open till 6, fortunately. And we pick her up and got her in the car. My wife is got her on her lap, and she's not asleep. She's not snoring. She's just unconscious, laying there limp and dead-like, and hardly even breathing. And I'm looking at my wife, and I'm like, oh,
Right, sure,
if I've killed my dog, I'm going to be next. We pull into the vet, call them on the way and say, hey, something's going on. We get in there, they zip her back in the back, and for 15 minutes, I'm just sitting there, and the vet just worried sick, and she's in full epileptic shock.
Mm.
And about 15 minutes later, they shot her full of Benadryl, steroids, and fluids, and they bring her out, and she's dazed, but she's breathing and she's looking good. So that I can put a little put a geocache right there next to the vet. It's GC7 HP Tango 9, and she's doing good. She's doing good. She's 10 years old now. This was back when she was about 3 years old. So she's doing good. She's still a geocacher and still having a great time.
So what happened? What was it? Do you know?
So I get online. I actually took video of the two flowers, and I look, and one of them's called a peony, and it's poisonous to the dogs. I don't remember the name of the other one. It's poisonous to dogs.
Really?
And basically, she went to anaphylactic shock.
Wow.
In about 10, it took about 10 minutes to go from shaken to just completely limp.
Wow.
And,
Lucky you noticed. Lucky you noticed.
And she's approaching her 8,000th fine now. So,
Awesome.
she's a good geocacher.
Wow, that's amazing. Good for you. Hey, you're lucky you spotted it. I mean, that could have been a lot worse. You could have
my God,
just not been paying attention to the dog. God, terrible. Now, is that a local? Is that a local plant? I've never heard of that before.
It's I don't know. It's local. I know it's pretty rare. But without hiking with a botanist, and she's like, "Oh my God!" This was years later. She's like, "That's peony. That's a rare plant, and that to see it bloom, that's really a blessing. Unless you're a dog, and your dog's looking at it, and then it's not a blessing at all."
Well, hey man, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Hey, appreciate you guys getting me on. I know you're running a little long. So
No worries, man. No worries. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks, man. All right, Chad.
Uh-huh.
So we've heard plenty of stories about people getting hurt. Ways to stay safe, Chad, real quick here. Bring some water. Tell people where you're going. Bring batteries, even a block if it's your phone, First aid kit. Know your limits. All important, know your limits. And hey, pay attention so you don't fall off the cliff.
Yeah.
So Chad, but we got to pick a winner, Chad.
We got to pick a winner.
We got to pick a winner. Who are we going to pick?
I know. I got a favorite.
You got a favorite? What's your favorite?
I got El Rojo with Skinny P being almost airlifted, almost rest in peace.
Almost airlifted, almost rest in peace. I think the only reason I'm doing this is because while El Rojo's got a fantastic story, it's not him. He didn't call it. Skinny P didn't call it. I think I got to go GBs with the burrito.
Yeah, that's a great story too.
I mean, the burrito cashier. Well, it was his wife, but his wife is a cashier, and she's
she's a cashier. She was hiking with him, and and then manning up and going off to get the cash.
That's a ballsy move, man. That's when you've been
that's scary for you.
You do that when you're married for like 15, 30 years. You wouldn't do that to your new bride. That's like 15 years in, you go do that. Jesse, what do you think? What was your favorite?
No, I didn't hear everything.
I know, but what of what you heard, what did you enjoy? Of what you heard.
I don't know. That's tough.
Yes, you guys.
They're all good.
These shows, Jesse has to actually go and listen to them because she doesn't get to hear most of it because she's on the phone with you guys.
I know there's a number of good stories. I mean, that Gary's was good. Your Bumblebee story was good.
Yeah,
the head-on collision was.
The head-on collision was good.
They're all good.
What was Chad? What's the winner? What's the winner?
I'm gonna go with.
I think I got to go a burrito.
Since El Rojo's was not actually cashing on that, Now, maybe if he stopped and grabbed some caches,
If he had the balls.
I had the balls to stop and grab some caches. I will go ahead and go with GBs.
GBs with the burrito.
With the burrito.
The burrito foot.
Yeah, the burrito foot.
All right, congratulations to the GBs and the burrito foot story.
Stop taking shortcuts, Gary.
Yes, do not take the shortcuts, Gary. Burrito foot wins, guys. So thank you, everybody. But guess what, guys? If you called in, you get a prize. Guess what? You gave Jesse. Did they all give you?
They did, except I forgot to get Jay Wheels, so we'll get his.
Okay. Yeah. So everybody who calls in, guess what? You get a prize anyway. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the show. Not that people would have mattered, but you know that by these shows. Anytime you call in, you get a prize during the one-up meets. So yeah. So big prize, which is the combination preform, goes to the GBs. So Gary, you got to put out a nice puzzle cache for that one. Is what you got to do. Preferably near me, so I can go hunt.
No, she's gonna put it out near me.
Oh, he's going. Hey, he can put it out near you. Yeah. So congratulations to the bees, guys. Thank you so much for calling in. I love these shows. It's always fun to hear your stories. Chad, don't you love these shows?
Oh yeah, they're fun.
They're fun, man. I love the good stories that we hear with these shows. Always good stories. Thank you, everybody, so much for calling in. Chad, next week.
Mm-hmm.
Next week we are 2 shows away from 600, Chad. But next week is 599, Chad, and we're talking attributes.
Attributes.
The stepchild of the caching log, the attributes. So infrequently,
the color changing attributes.
The color changing attributes that screw us. Yes. So yes, next week we're talking. Let's talk attributes, guys. We're gonna learn all about the attributes, different ones, how they work, how they don't work, how we misuse them, and how they're not used, and how they used to be used in the good old days. So we're gonna talk about that next week. So Chad, always a pleasure. Jesse, thank you for manning those phones. I know they were pretty busy tonight, so I appreciate it very much, and so does Chad. So here we go. Let's close the show. Please join us again next week, every Wednesday and every Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, as we stream live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and on our website, geocachingpodcast.com. The archived video versions of our podcast are available on our website or on our YouTube channel, and the audio versions are available on your favorite podcatcher. If you like the show, please head on over to Apple Podcasts and rate, review, and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it, and it really helps the show when you do. If you prefer to watch the show live, make sure to click the subscribe or get notified buttons to know when we go live. And hey, if you haven't already, please consider becoming a patron of our show. With tiers starting as low as $3, you get a ton of additional information, extra video, extra audio, only available to our patron members. Please head on over to patreon.com today and subscribe. That's patreon.com/The Geocaching Podcast. Thanks once again to our sponsors, Cachly, Logwork, FTF Geocacher Magazine, the Max Odds Body Company, Practical Geocaching, and PathTags.com. Please visit our sponsors, and when you make a purchase, you tell them the GCPC sent you. That's all I got this week, so we'll talk to you guys next week, talking geocaching, taking your phone calls. In the meantime, be good, be safe, hug your loved ones. We will talk to you guys next week. We are clear, Chad. Hey, guys. Thanks, everybody, for calling in. It was a lot of fun. It was fun to hear your stories. It was a good show.
Oh, yeah.
I always love these shows. That was a lot of fun. I hate it that I don't get to be to read the chat room at all. So it's what is Ian saying here? Scott, how many shows? That's probably not me. He's talking to GSM times 12. Times 2, rather. I saw Kimmy get 12, and as I was saying that. Yeah. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for calling in. It's always fun when you guys call in. We really appreciate it. And it was a good show. And Jesse, you have the GBs, although they're in Yuma, Arizona right now. So I don't know if they're if their truck has a mailbox or not.
Yeah, we'll get it to him.
Yes.
At some point.
Oh, he was talking to me. I'm in Berks. Curious what number show he's up to in his GCPC career. Oof. 300 somewhere. Chad came much later than me. When did you come, Chad? You were 4 years later?
Yeah, about a year later or so.
I'd say probably in the 330s somewhere is my guess. If I had to guess, maybe
I've been
320s.
5 years now. So two.
We
I
did
guess that's
2 shows a year,
250s.
right?
Yeah.
I think it was in the 320s or 330s is when I came on. It's on there. If you go to the archive, the YouTube archive channel, the old channel that we had, my first show was on there. But I think it was like the 330s around there somewhere. Because Chad came because it was Corey and the Carolina Casher, and then when Carolina Casher left, that's when you came, Chad, wasn't it?
All right.
Or did you come when did you
No,
come when Daryl left?
I came when Daryl left.
Oh, so you were Daryl's replacement. Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right, guys. This is a late show. So, guys, thank you so much. Attributes next week. We'll talk about Texas. We're going to Texas this weekend, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. Never been to Texas before. Excited to go.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Yeehaw is right. So, all right. We'll talk to you guys next week. Thank you.